Hey folks, the Atheist Prepper here. I know it's been a long time since I made a video, and just a heads up, you'll see that a lot with my channel. I don't want to come on and make videos just to make videos. I don't want to make videos just to get views. When I make one, I want it to be because I actually have something I want to say, or something I want to ask the community, or something like that. So, when a long period of time goes between videos, a month, a few months, don't think that the channel is dead. It's just I haven't come back and made another one, but it'll happen. So anyway, in this video, I wanted to talk about urban prepping. And I know lots of people talk about urban prepping, and I've kind of already done that a little bit myself, but I want to talk about what could be called complete urban prepping, or urban prepping, preparing to stay in an urban environment, even during a long-term collapse, a long-term survival situation. I know most urban preppers, if they're thinking, at least this is the way I've seen it, and it's the way my plans are also. If there were a long-term SHTF situation, say 6 months or longer, if I'm expecting to have to survive without society for 6 months or longer, I'm not planning on staying in a city or a highly populated area. And for me, that works out. I'm kind of an outdoorsy guy. I can, I'm pretty resourceful. I can make shelter. I can find food. I have water purification. I'm actually a very good fisherman. I can get by in the woods, and I think probably a lot of preppers are the same way. Even if you're an urban prepper, you probably spend some time out acclimating yourself with the outdoors so that if you ever had to bug out, you could get out into the wild and hunt and fish and forage, and you'd be okay. But I was wondering if anybody out there has actually planned on, if there were a long-term survival situation, actually staying in a city. The main reason, I think, to flee a city is because of violence. But a couple of things. One is the city would quickly be stripped of easily accessible resources. But the main reason would be violence. I think once the violence were over, say several months after the event happened, once everyone who lived in the city had either fled it or died, there would be an incredible assortment of resources within a city that you wouldn't find in a rural community or a wilderness situation. So I think probably some of us would even wind up wandering back into cities. And of course, there's arable land in cities. There are places where you can grow a garden. With a pickaxe, you can make a few more places where you can grow a garden. There's shelter, there's metals of different varieties and tools, and everything you could really want. There are even food resources. Cities have wildlife in them, and cities have feral pets in them. Sorry to break this to you out there. If you're a prepper and you think you'll be able to just let your cat or your dog go and go your own way, and your cat or dog will survive, somebody's going to eat it. There are going to be hungry people out there, and your animal is going to wind up as somebody's food, just to let you know that. And basically, if you were planning on staying in a city, in an urban environment, during a long-term survival situation, you're kind of going to have to get used to the idea that you'll be doing that yourself. But, I don't know. Maybe there are some out there who are prepared for that, who are not thinking about leaving their home city if something happened. So if you've thought about staying in your city, if you've contemplated it, what would your plans be? I mean, how would you have a place to live that how would you find shelter during the riots, during the dangerous period of time, which could last from weeks to months in some cities? During that dangerous period of time, how would you stay safe? What kind of shelter would you look for? How would you move about in the city? Would you use the sewers, or How would you get around? And where would you stay? And what would you eat? And how would you protect yourself from violence? And then once that was over, do you have plans to band together with other preppers in your city and build a compound out of a city block? What are your plans? And what do you think of the general idea of staying within a city during a long-term survival situation? Thanks for watching. I hope you'll like and share, and if you haven't already, subscribe, comment, and come back and watch more videos in the future.